The Mirage of Accreditation, Boeing, the American National Crediting Board, the International Organization of Standards, and the Collapse of Confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, fiduciaries, regulators, and members of the investment community, my name is Daryl Guberman, and today I bring you the truth that has been buried for 22 years beneath layers of accreditation language, conflicting standards, and institutional science. This is not speculation. This is not theory. This is verified contradiction exposed directly from Boeing, from ANAB's own website, and from the accreditation industry's internal communications. And today, the illusion ends. The origin of the illusion, Boeing 2002 supplier mandate. In July 2002, just after 9/11, Boeing issued a supplier bulletin after issuing a statement on September 19, 2001, that said that they were going to be laying off 20 to 30,000 employees. All suppliers must be AS9100 certified and ANAB accredited, the American National Crediting Board. This mandate created a clear impression to suppliers, to the public, and critically to Wall Street that Boeing itself adhered to the same standard. How else could they enforce it? The implicit message was unmistakable. If Boeing demanded AS9100 and ANAB accreditation from the supplier, then Boeing, by necessity, operated under the same certified system. Investors trusted this, suppliers trusted it, fiduciaries trusted this, but the truth was opposite. The 22-year-old void confirmed by Boeing themselves. On June 27, 2024, Boeing's Vice President of Quality, Elizabeth Lund, in a Reuters interview, admitted Boeing was not AS9100 certified. She said that we are willing and prepared to get AS9100. Not for 1 year, not for 5 years, for 22 years. From July 2002 to June 2024, Boeing quietly operated without the certification they mandated from thousands of suppliers. This was not disclosed in annual reports. This was not disclosed to investors. This was not disclosed to fiduciaries responsible for trillions in retirement assets. And yet, institutional investors, including BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity, State Street, Northern Trust, T. Rowe Price, Capital Group, and others, poured billions into Boeing under the false impression that aerospace's most foundational safety standard was in place. They were misled, and they were misled systematically. The ANAB contradiction, the engine of illusion. ANAB's own website stated several years ago, a certificate is only accredited if it includes both the registrar's mark and the ANAB mark. Yet ANAB accredited registrars may issue unaccredited certificates for standards they are not accredited to certify. Do you hear that? These two statements cannot coexist honestly. They contradict each other categorically. It gets worse. I received an email from then Randy Doherty, Vice President of Quality for ANAB, and also the chairman of the IAF and principal on the International Accreditation Forum in Delaware. The IAF was founded by ANSI and ANAB, a leading figure in the ANAB ecosystem, stating an official certificate only needs the accreditor's mark. I've got that email. But ANAB's own webpage states the opposite. Both marks are required. When the rules contradict themselves, when the accreditation body contradicts its own written guidance, when the system normalizes certificates for standards that registers are not accredited to issue, the entire structure collapses in a systemic fraud. Accreditation becomes a symbol, not a safeguard, a logo, not an oversight, a theater production, not a quality system. ISO's complicity, confidence without competence. The ISO.org website, the International Organization of Standards website, adds another layer of confusion. Accreditation provides independent confirmation of competence. Accreditation is not compulsory, and non-accreditation does not necessarily mean the certification is not reputable. This language is a contradiction in itself. It tells you accreditation confirms competence, but also that competence can exist without it. It's a linguistic loophole that allows corporations to bypass accountability while maintaining the illusion of quality. Let's test ISO's claim against reality. Boeing skipped autoclave testing for 11 years on the V-22 program, resulting in an $8.1 million DOJ fine. Boeing falsified documentation on its 787 program. Lockheed Martin continues to produce F-35s with rejections stemming from a 2013 Inspector General report. I have that. Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson skipped critical quality processes during the virus injection manufacturing. All of these companies sit on ANSI-ANAB's board. All of them are presented as pillars of quality, and all of them violated the very standards they claim to uphold. So I can ask, can you have confidence in the integrity of quality when the very companies entrusted with setting the standards are the ones violating them? The answer is categorically no. The institutional misrepresented, the fiduciary breach. Fiduciaries, especially the Big Four, were led to believe that they were investing in a company operating under the gold standard of aerospace, AS9100. Instead, Boeing presented a facade, a supplier network required to be AS9100 certified, a management system accreditation committee where Boeing sat for a decade that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification, and yet Boeing itself held no ISO 9001 certification. AS9100, certification. Investors relied on representation of safety, discipline, and adherence to internationally recognized quality systems. Those representations were false. This is not a misunderstanding. This is a 22-year omission of material fact, one that any reasonable fiduciary would consider essential to evaluating risk, safety, and corporate integrity. The heart of the fraud. Perception versus reality. Perception. Boeing required AS9100 certification. Boeing enforced AS9100 certification. Boeing participated in the accreditation committee that could grant, suspend, and remove a certification or withdraw certification. Reality. Boeing itself was uncertified. Boeing hid for 22 years. Boeing sat on the very committee responsible for the system they did not comply with. This is not oversight. This is not a clerical issue, ladies and gentlemen, business owners. This is a systemic misrepresentation. And when ANAB allows accredited bodies to issue unaccredited certificates, when their own rules contradict their own emails, when ISO says accreditation is optional while also calling it a confirmation of competence, the entire ecosystem becomes a mirage. A mirage that Boeing benefited from, a mirage that suppliers believed in, a mirage that fiduciaries invested in, and today the mirage is shattered by Daryl Guberman. I've been doing this for 40 plus years and involved with quality, aerospace, medical implants, printing, and plastic distribution where we dealt with all industries. I have a BS degree in management. My background is composites, plastics, non-ferrous metals, aluminum, titanium alloys. I'm a certified quality manager from Rensselaer. I'm a penetrant level 2 inspector. What more do you want me to say? I've been in business for almost 15 years. I am a Boeing shareholder. I put in a 42-page document, 11 letters of recommendation, after I heard David Calhoun on June 18th, 2024, give the inquisition about the Alaska door popping. I was there. And the worst thing that I heard in my head, I still hear it, is a lady who stood up with her daughter's picture. I don't know which airline, Indonesian Air, Ethiopian Air, and she said, "You killed my daughter, you killed my family. Why do you think this propels me? You have 12,000 aircraft up there right now. Do we know it was inspected properly? No." Elizabeth Lund confessed to that in 2024 when she said that Boeing was willing and prepared to get it from 2002 July to 2024 in June. And then on top of it, you have military, men and women in uniform. She confessed to that 400 plus aircraft or more were produced in an uncertified, unverified, and unsanctioned environment for our men and women and service men and women in uniform. And she confessed on June 27, 2024, and I went out there and I spent my money to canvass these employees at Everett, Renton, Auburn, and Northfield. Okay, maybe that's why when she confessed the truth, maybe that's why she retired in December of 2024. She told the truth. Usually these people lie. She told the truth to the public, and her truth is on record. I have exposed the largest industrial scam and fiduciary issue with the people who invested, like Vanguard and BlackRock and others. I did it. No one else did. I went into the trenches. No one else did. Not an analyst, not anyone. Daryl Guberman. My number is 203-556-1493. I thank you.